On a personal note, I've seen a lot in my time as Attorney General, but few things have affected me as greatly as my visit to Ferguson. I had the chance to meet with the family of Michael Brown. I spoke to them not just as Attorney General, but as a father of a teenage son myself. They, like so many in Ferguson, want answers.
Well, that was Attorney General Eric Holder after his visit to Ferguson, Missouri on August 20th. Mr. Holder met with Michael Brown's parents and community leaders while in Ferguson as his department conducts a federal investigation into this shooting. Mr. Holder has made a point of talking about his empathy for the protesters in Ferguson and their feelings of distrust for the police. J. Christian Adams is a former DOJ attorney who worked for Eric Holder, and he's now legal editor at PJ Media. Chris, good to see you. Look, Eric Holder, I'm sure, has had experiences growing up as a black child, now a black man, with law enforcement, and I'm sure he does empathize with the black community. The question is it appropriate for him to be speaking about that publicly in this context when we don't know whether Michael Brown was a victim or the aggressor here?
No, it's not appropriate, Megan, because part of due process means keeping your mouth shut when you're the Attorney General, and especially not saying the sorts of things he said. What he did in those quotes, Megan, is to create a sense of racial allegiance with Michael Brown. He talked about his experiences that he didn't like with the police, how they stopped him, how he thought they acted inappropriately. This is an effort to put pressure on local prosecutors, local grand jurors, and take sides in a very incendiary matter.
But let me take the other side. Why couldn't it just be an effort by our black Attorney General to speak to many black protesters in Ferguson, Missouri, who are mad and don't believe that the police are going to give them a fair shake, are ticked off that these police opened up with, water cannons and rubber bullets on them, and trying to lower the temperatures by saying, look, I get it. You can trust me. I'm going to do a fair investigation. This is why you can trust me.
Well, first of all, because the law doesn't work that way. There's a federal civil rights statutes that will be enforced in this instance. And Eric Holder can enforce those laws without taking the appearance of taking sides. But that's not in his DNA. He has to take sides on anything like this because he's attempting to appease the president's political base. He's attempting to influence the outcome. And it's just inappropriate for an Attorney General to do this. No other Attorney General would act this way.
Were you surprised to hear him say that nothing has affected him in his tenure as Attorney General as Ferguson has?
Well, especially for somebody who has all sorts of intelligence coming to him about terrorist threats around the world, I would think that
he's handling the Boston bombing investigation. It's like this man is involved in a terrorist attack that occurred in our country, but he's saying, I don't know, I thought it was an extraordinary statement.
Well, why it's not surprising to me, Megan, is this is an Attorney General for whom race is everything. Race is why he has an aggressive policy of the Civil Rights Division to not enforce the law equally, to put a thumb on the scales of justice, to take sides in situations like this. He says so. He says that the Civil Rights Division and representing the civil rights groups and holding arm in arm with Al Sharpton at Sharpton's convention. That's what this Attorney General is all about. It's not about equality, it's about race.
J. Christian Adams, good to see you.
Thanks, Megan.
Up next.